18 to buy cigarettes. 18, but then I'll know better. Mom, can I have a cigarette? Sure, Calvin. I think your grandfather left some here. Let's just go smoke outside. Okay. Wow. Your mom let you have a cigarette? For mom, sometimes she's pretty cool. You think this would be an easy habit to break, wheeze, cough. Well, now did you learn a little lesson today? Yes. Trusting parents can be hazardous to your health. Okay. Okay, what happens after a smoker quits? All right, on your books, on page 21, very, very top sentence, it says, some of the damage done by smoking can be reversed. So what happens when somebody chooses to quit? And what? Some can never be reversed, but a lot can. And I want you guys to look at this. All right, when somebody chooses to quit, and what is it called when you quit just right now? What's that called? Cold turkey, okay? All right, 20 minutes after someone quits, your heart rate and your blood pressure drops. Right? Usually when a person smokes, this is about the time that they think they want to what? Another what? Cigarette, because their body is changing. But when you quit, 20 minutes after you quit, your blood pressure and heart rate drops. 12 hours after quitting, the level of carbon monoxide in the blood comes back to normal. 2 weeks after quitting, circulation and lung function increases. All right, 1 to 9 weeks after quitting, the smoker's norm becomes less pronounced. The tiny hairs lining in the lungs work normally again, and clean the lungs to reduce the risk of infection. Okay, so that's just kind of immediately right away. 1 year after quitting, the risk of getting coronary heart disease is half as compared to smokers. 5 years after quitting, the risk of contacting mouth, throat, esophagus, and bladder cancer is half as compared to the smoker. Risk of cervical cancer also fell. All right, 10 years after quitting, the risk from dying from lung cancer is half that compared to smokers. The risk of pancreatic and larynx cancer also decreases. 15 years after quitting, the risk of heart disease is equivalent that to a non-smoker. Okay, this is where Mrs. Waddell is right now. So right now, because she's been smoke-free for 15 years, all right, her risk of heart disease is equal to that of mine. All right, so when somebody says it's not worth it, is it worth it? Yep. Look at all the things that can go back to normal when somebody does quit. Okay? Okay, so get out your let's go fishing, and we are going to look at some beautiful fishing lures. Okay, so we've got, this is number 1. You can kind of barely see it. 1 is the red and white daredevil. 2 is the yellow striped one. 3 is this little blue one. 4 is the long, skinny, snaky one. 5, 6. 7 is the Vikings. 8 is the yellow with the little green hooky thing. 9 is this white one, and 10 is the bright yellow daredevil. Okay, so I want you to examine them. Okay, and I want you to, what does number 1 say on your paper? All right, select one that you, the fish, all right, so you're fish, and you're looking at the bottom, and here's this fishing lure. Which one is going to attract you? So select one, and I want you to write it down there. Just write it somewhere like behind the 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, those little lines. Write which number attracts you, which one you want, 1 through 10. So if you were a hungry fish at the bottom of a river or lake, which of the 9 lures or 10 lures I have up there would you be interested in? Okay. So you should have a number. Now, on that piece of paper, activity 1 says, from the viewpoint of a fish, look at your lure, select the one that the fish are most likely attracted to. Now give 3 reasons why you selected that lure over all the others. So write down your 3 reasons and 1, 2. Okay, share your 3 reasons and your answer with your side-by-side partner. Vote you share with these people. All right. Or no, with those people. No, your side-by-side is there. Nevaeh, you share with these 3 right here. All right? Okay, so go ahead and share. All right, so I want you to help me out here. If we are fish, okay, so when a fish is looking for a lure, what attracts them to that lure? What's something?
It's a very brightly colored object.
Bright colors. All right. Okay, yes. Looks tasty. Okay. The smell, if there is one. Action. All right. Is it moving or wiggling? Yep. Reflection. Anything else? Ooh. More than one thing going on. Okay. Anything else? What else are fish attracted to? What? Bait. Yep. Things that they what? Things that they eat. Things that they like. Okay. Um, sometimes are they attracted? Sometimes when do you go fishing? You go fishing when the fish are probably what? Biting, which means that they're what? Hungry. Okay. What else is something else that fish are attracted to?
Sometimes the pattern and the design.
Pattern. Design. Okay, yep. Way that it's presented. I get what you're saying. So what the fisherman is doing, right? You know, are you jigging? All right. Are you just? Or what is it? What's it called when we do this? We're in a boat. Trolling. That's the word I'm looking for. Yep.
The size.
Ooh, size. Okay. Was that going to be yours? All right. So these are all things. Yep.
Where it's at.
Where it's at. Yeah. So where? Yep. The location. All right. Where do you? I mean, think about where do you go fishing? You go fishing where there is some type of water, obviously. Yep. But what's happening in the bottom water? All right. You're looking for drop-offs. You're looking for things, areas that fish are going to be attracted to. And when I show you those tobacco ads, I want you to think about that activity too. How are fishing lures like the advertisements that you're exposed to every day? So how are these things that you see on the board like these advertisements that you're going to look at? All right. See if I can get this ready to go here. Okay. Ooh, hold on a second. So this whole time, how are fishing lures, how are these things like those advertisements? It's a hunting one. Montana. Okay, so in activity number 2, all right, I want you to think about how are those advertisements that you watched, like what you told me fishing lures were here. All right, so it's a metaphor. Do you guys understand what metaphors are? Okay, so that test was a piece of what? Cake. That's a metaphor. All right, metaphors is saying something is something else. So how are these advertisements like fishing lures? So write it down on your paper where it says activity 2. The advertisements are like fishing lures because they are like, when you're done, now what we're going to do is we're going to watch it for a little bit again, and I want you to pick, well, this is activity 3. Write down 2 or 3 that catch your attention. So which couple of, when we play them again and with a little bit of music, which ones catch your attention? Oh, slideshow is already running. Where is it running? Here? Okay. Oh, I want my music. All right. Maybe I can. So which ones catch your attention? So write them down, the ads that catch your attention. So you guys, right here, as you listen, which you watch, write down 2 or 3 that caught your attention, okay? And I want you to talk with your side-by-side partner and tell them why those caught your attention, okay? And think about, hey, while you're doing this, think about those fishing lures. Was it anything like that? Okay. Fishing lures, what's a fishing lure's job? To lure a fish in and catch it. And when you catch it, you're getting it hooked with the idea that it's going to what? It's going to be eaten. So meaning the fish is going to what? Die. All right. So fishing lures, their job is to hook a fish and to reel them in so the fisherman can eat the fish and the fish will die. Okay. So when you're thinking about this and you get to activity 4 here, what does a skillful health consumer and a skillful fish need to be able to know and be able to do when it comes to purchasing any type of product? Here we're talking about health products or services. So what do you, as a fish, need to know when you're purchasing products? What do you have to, like, I want you to think about, why are we talking about fishing lures being like advertisements? Because what's the company trying to do with the ad? Get your attention with a whole bunch of, what did you tell me? Bright what? Bright colors, how they present it, does it look tasty, the smell, the action, reflection or light, more than one thing going on. How many of you are attracted to an ad that's got more than one thing going on? All right. Hey, if you're hungry, some ads might appeal to that. Some ads might appeal to what you like. Some ads are going to appeal to the pattern and design. That's going to help you out. Where is it located? All right. How is it presented? The size of the advertisement. Okay, so companies are doing this when they're presenting you with their product. All right. What do you have to be? Do you have to be aware of those things so you don't get what? Hooked by a product that what? That isn't what? Good, or that isn't healthy, that isn't going to do what it's intended to do. Okay, so I'm kind of trying to lead you to an answer. What does a skillful fish or a skillful health consumer, you guys, need to know and be able to do when it comes to purchasing healthcare products or health products or cigarettes? Right, write it down. So what do you need to be able to do? Understand. What do you have to be able to understand and do? Okay. Make sure your name's on this piece of paper. Hand it back and turn it in. And get out the one with that says, how are fishing lures like advertisements? The one with the big fish on it. Okay. So now we're going to talk about metaphors. How are fishing lures like advertisements? Okay. I want you to think, how are they like advertisements? An example might be here. I looked at the color of the lure, but not at the size of the hook. Once I'm hooked, like on cigarettes, I could die like a what? Fish. I may get hooked like a fish, but throw back the hook and swim away scared. Okay, like you're getting herpes, or like you might get cancer. All right, the ads don't tell you the whole story. The hook doesn't show the fillet knife or the fish or what? Person. Okay? So I want you to think of that. How are fishing lures like advertisements? So how are those advertisements that you saw for smoking like fishing lures? What are they trying to do? This is where you need to write down here on your paper. All right? So on where it says, right in here, right when you're done, we're going to share with a partner. Okay, we're going to have you share with your crisscross partner. Sometimes, and there may be, how many of you think that sometimes there's a hidden hook in an advertisement? Maybe something that we don't see? Do you think these tobacco advertisements had a lot of hidden hooks? All right. There's a lot of hidden hooks in there because they're not showing the whole what? The whole truth or everything. There may be that unhealthy or there may be a deadly side that isn't obvious. And the hook sometimes is purposely hidden because they want to sell their what? Product. And if they don't sell their product, they're not going to make any money. All right, make sure your name is on the top of this and hand it back. Okay, so get out smoking out the truth. So get out this worksheet, put your name on it, and what you're going to do is you are going to look at an ad, and I've got tobacco ads that you guys can pick from, and you are going to smoke out the truth. Okay? So the first question says what advertising or product. So we're going to write down here, you're not doing this ad, but we would write down Camel. Okay? What advertising strategy was used? So use your advertising strategy technique sheet that you got out the other day. Some of it might be purple, or it's brown here. Testimonials, sense of appeal, transfer, bandwagon, plain folks, humor, statistics, card stacking, public good. I would say this one, let's look at transfer. I think we can do a lot of them, but if we did transfer, are they trying to appeal to somebody, like they're trying to make him a little bit sexy, well-dressed, popular person? Like, how many, you read The Outsiders this year, how many of you can identify him with an outsider person? All right, is he a rebel? Okay, so we're getting that in there too, a rebel. So they might also be the sense of appeal, like, hey, if you want to rebel, this is what you're looking for. Okay, but let's just say we're doing, what did we say, transfer. Okay, what group of people do you think that ad's trying to appeal to? We said people who are trying to what? Fit in, rebel. Why? Because I would just simply say, doesn't he look like one of the characters from The Outsiders, and that's what they were trying to do, fit in, or they're trying to rebel? He looks like James Dean. He looks like, somebody said Elvis. Right? What? Patrick Swayze. Okay. All right. Does the ad give a real picture about what the product can do for you? All right. What does this product do for you? Gives you what? Does it show you does it show you that you get yellow teeth? Wrinkles? All right. Does it show you lung cancer? Does it show you like coughing problems or breathing problems? Nope. All right. So does it give you a real picture? No. Why? And you guys gave me, we talked about some reasons. What kind of warning label? Well, let's look at this warning label. First of all, in comparison to the whole ad, it's very, very what? Small. Is it any of those things that you wrote down over there and told me about, what, fishing lures? No. It is plain old boring, correct? Boring and small. How many of you are attracted when you see an ad or want something that's small and black and white? We don't. Okay, so but they put it on here. So this question says, what kind of warning label would be really effective and what should it say? Right, now the next part says, flip this ad to show the real picture of to what tobacco can do for you and put a warning label on the advertisement that is effective. Okay, so on the back side of smoking out the truth, oops, on the back side of this, draw what the ad should really look like to the best of your drawing abilities. Okay? Okay, so they took Joe Cool, made him Joe Chemo, and down here it says the Surgeon General warns that smoking is a frequent cause of wasted potential and fatal regret. All right, so that's how they flipped a Camel ad.